The morning sun was red, not like Earth's sun. This was a different sun far away from home. The sun of planet Kepler 442b. Sarah Chen stood at the window of the colony center. She watched the red light paint the dust outside. Somewhere out there, machines were working. Machines that the humans had brought from Earth 30 years ago. Old machines. Tired machines. Just like everything in this colony, the colony was called New Hope. But Sarah did not feel hope anymore. She was the commander of New Hope. Only 50,000 people lived here. 50,000 humans, alone in a small corner of space. They had come here to build a new life. They had come to escape Earth's problems. They had come to be free. But freedom, Sarah had learned, was expensive. The colony had only one big weapon. It was called the defense array. It was old. It came from Earth, from wars that happened 100 years ago. The scientists had fixed it many times, but it was still old, still weak. Sarah touched the glass. It was warm. Commander Chen, a voice said behind her. It was David, her second officer. His face looked red. Not from the sun, from fear. Yes, David? Sarah turned around. We have a problem, a big problem, David said. His hands were shaking a little. Sarah's heart moved fast. Show me. They walked to the control room. It was the center of the colony. From here, humans watched space. From here, humans could see danger coming. But sometimes danger came too fast to see. The screen showed space. Black space, full of stars. The stars were cold. The space was empty. Or it should have been empty. David pointed at a screen. These signals came in 5 minutes ago. We did not see them until now. On the screen there were dots. Red dots. The red color meant danger. Sarah's face went white. There were 20 red dots. Each dot was a ship. Each ship was large. Very large. What are they? Sarah asked. She already knew the answer. She did not want to hear it. Vrithian ships, David said slowly. At least the signals matched the Vrithian pattern. We learned this pattern in the database, from the warnings the other colonies sent. The Vrithians were a problem that every human colony knew about. They were an empire, a big, powerful empire. They had attacked many colonies. They had destroyed many colonies, and they were coming here. How long until they arrive? Sarah asked. 2 hours, maybe less, David said. Sarah closed her eyes. 2 hours. In 2 hours, 50,000 people would be in danger. Maybe they would die. Maybe they would be captured. The Vrithians did not make friends. The Vrithians took what they wanted. And what they wanted was everything. Call the emergency meeting, Sarah said. All department heads, now. 20 minutes later, Sarah sat at a big table. Around her were the leaders of the colony. Michael, who ran the farms. Kenji, who fixed the machines. Lisa, who ran the hospital. Dr. Patel, who was the smartest scientist. And 5 more. They all looked scared. We have a Vrithian attack coming, Sarah said. 2 hours, maybe less. This is not a test. This is real. Oh God, Lisa said quietly. She thought about the hospital, about the sick people there, about the babies. Can we run? Michael asked. Can we take the ships and leave? The ships are built to carry small groups, Dr. Patel said. Maybe 500 people total. What about the other 4,500? Silence. Nobody had an answer. We fight, Sarah said. It was not a question. It was a fact. With what? Kenji asked. Our weapons are old. The Vrithians have weapons we have never seen. We have heard the stories. Sarah knew the stories. Stories from other colonies. Stories about Vrithian weapons that could burn cities in seconds. Stories about Vrithian ships that were like mountains in the sky. Stories about humans who fought and died fast. We use the defense array, Sarah said. The defense array will not work, Dr. Patel said. He was not rude. He was just honest. I have checked it many times. The system is 70% broken. It can fire, yes, but it will not stop a Vrethian fleet. It will slow them down, Sarah said. That is all we need. Just time. Time to call for help. Call who? Lisa asked. The nearest human colony is 3 months away by ship. Not for signals, Sarah said. Radio signals are faster, much faster. If we send an emergency message now, it will reach other stations in weeks, other colonies, other human ships. Someone will hear us. Kenji nodded slowly. She is right. We have to try. And if nobody answers? Michael asked. Sarah did not answer. She could not lie to them. She could not say that someone would come. She did not know. Nobody knew. We tell the people, Sarah said. We tell them the truth. We give them 3 choices. First, they can go to the deep bunker, underground, safe maybe. Second, they can go to the small spaceport and try to leave on the small ships. Third, they can work with the soldiers, help fight. Many will choose the bunker, Lisa said. I know, Sarah said. That is okay. We protect the children first, the old people, the sick. They go to the bunker. Dr. Patel touched her arm. Sarah, the odds are very bad. Sarah looked at him. I know, but the odds of doing nothing are worse. 1 hour and 30 minutes later, the colony knew the truth. Every screen in New Hope showed a message. The message was from Sarah. She spoke slowly and carefully, using simple words. People of New Hope, we have a danger coming. Vrethian ships are coming. We do not know why. Maybe they want our colony. Maybe they want our resources. But they are coming. Each of you must choose. Go to the deep bunker and wait. Try to leave on the small ships. Or help us fight. All choices are okay. We will not judge. We will help you do what you choose. We are humans. We are strong. We will do what we can. God is with us. The message ended. In the streets of New Hope, people started running. Some ran to the bunker entrance. Many people, old people, parents with children, people who could not fight. Some ran to the spaceport. But there were only 4 small ships. They could not carry everyone. People were crying. People were fighting for a place. Soldiers came and tried to help. They tried to be fair. But there was not enough space. Some people stayed in their homes. Some people went to the center. They wanted to help. They wanted to work with the soldiers. They wanted to fight. Sarah watched from the control room. 20 minutes, David said. The sky would go. They did not know that danger was coming. They did not know that in 20 minutes everything might change. Sarah pressed a button on her radio. All soldiers, report to your positions. Defense array, online check. Now. The radio made a sound. Soldiers started moving. They ran to where the weapons were. The defense array was a big gun, really. A very big gun. It could shoot very far, but it could only shoot once every 3 minutes. It was not fast enough. It was not strong enough, but it was what they had. Kenji, how is the array? Sarah asked. Coming online now, Kenji said. He was at the control center for the weapons. Systems are green. All systems are green. This is good. How long can it fire? Sarah asked. 40 shots, maybe 45. Then the power goes empty, Kenji said. 45 shots. Against how many Vrethian ships? 20 ships. Maybe they could destroy 5 ships. Maybe. That would leave 15. 15 big, powerful ships. Sarah did not think about it. All citizens in the bunker, seal the doors, Sarah said into the radio. A voice came back. Bunker doors sealed. Safe. 35,000 people inside. 35,000 people underground. Hoping to live. Hoping that the colony would be okay. Hoping that somehow the soldiers would protect them. The remaining 15,000 people were in different places. Some at the spaceport. Some helping in the center. Some waiting in their homes. 10 minutes, David said. Sarah closed her eyes and remembered Earth. She had been born there 52 years ago. She had walked under blue sky. She had seen rain. She had felt wind that was not made by machines. Earth seemed very far away now. 5 minutes, David said. The sky started to change. The red sun became darker. A shadow came. A shadow in space. Then they saw it. A ship. The first Vrethian ship. It came from behind the shadow of planet Kepler 442b. It was bigger than Sarah thought. It was like a metal mountain, like a dark hand coming from space to take the colony. "Oh God," Lisa whispered. She was standing next to Sarah. "All soldiers, attention," Sarah said. Her voice was strong. She was afraid, but her voice was strong. "Fire when the ships come into range. Fire everything. No stopping." "Fire what?" David asked. "We have one weapon." "Then we fire that one weapon," Sarah said, "until it cannot fire anymore." More ships came, 1, 2, 3, 4, all coming down from space, all coming to New Hope. Sarah thought about the old wars on Earth, wars that humans fought with each other, wars that killed millions, and she thought, we knew how to fight each other, but we never learned how to fight together, not against the real enemy. "They are in range," Kenji said. The defense array fired. The sound was very loud. The ground shook. The big gun sent a ball of light into the sky. The light went very fast, faster than anything Sarah had seen. The light hit the first Vrethian ship. The ship did not explode. The ship did not break. The light hit the ship and the ship kept coming. "No effect," David said. His voice was quiet. "Fire again," Sarah said. The defense array fired again. The light went to a different ship. The second ship kept coming. "No effect," David said again. The ships came closer. Now they were very close. Now Sarah could see them clearly. They were terrible. They were beautiful in a terrible way. They had sharp points. They had lights. They had windows where weapons were. Vrethian weapons. The first ship opened fire. The light came down from the sky like death. The light hit buildings. The buildings became fire. The fire went very high. People inside the buildings died very fast. Very fast. Sarah's hands were shaking. "Keep firing," she shouted. The defense array fired again, and again, and again. But the Vrethian ships kept coming. "Commander," David shouted. We have incoming message from the Vrethian fleet commander." Sarah nodded. She wanted to hear. She wanted to know what the Vrethians wanted. A voice came through the radio. It was cold. It was not human. "Humans of New Hope. I am Commander Vex of the Vrethian Empire. Your colony is now property of the Vrethian Empire. You will surrender. If you surrender, we will make you workers. You will work for us. If you do not surrender, we will destroy everything. You have 5 minutes to choose." The voice stopped. 5 minutes. Sarah looked at the city. The city was burning. People were dying. Children were in the bunker waiting to know if they would live or die. "Fire," Sarah said. "Fire what?" Kenji asked. "There is no point. The weapons cannot hurt them." "Fire," Sarah said. "We do not stop. We do not surrender. We fire until we cannot fire anymore." The defense array fired. Again. 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 The Vrethian ships came down. More buildings burned. The sky became red from the fire, not from the sun. Alarms started to ring everywhere. "The spaceport is hit," David said. "The ships are destroyed. The people—" He did not finish. Sarah thought about the people at the spaceport. They were trying to run, they were trying to live. But they did not have time. The Vrethian ships landed around the colony. Big doors opened, something came out, something that was not human. Vrethian soldiers. They were tall. They had 4 arms. They had weapons. Many weapons. They started walking toward the colony center. The defense array kept firing. It was the only thing the colony could do. The only thing. The Vrethian soldiers did not stop walking. "This is not working," David said. His voice was breaking. "Commander, this is not working. We are not strong enough." Sarah knew he was right. She put her hand on the red button. The button that sent emergency signals out into space. The button that could reach every human station far away. The button that was their only hope. She pressed it. Attention all human stations. This is New Hope Colony Kepler 442b. We are under attack. Vrethian Empire is attacking us. We need help. We need help now. We are losing. We need help. The message went out into space, out into the dark. Maybe someone would hear it, maybe not. The Vrethian soldiers came closer. Sarah stood up. She was not going to hide. She was the commander. She was going to face this. All soldiers gather in the center, she said. We make a last stand here. We protect the bunker. We protect our people. The soldiers came. 50 soldiers. All of them had weapons. All of them were ready to die. The doors of the control center opened. A Vrethian soldier stood in the door. It looked at Sarah. It looked at all of them. It raised its weapon. Sarah raised her hand. She was not afraid now. She was calm. We are humans, she said to the Vrethian. You can kill us, but we will not surrender. We will not. The radio made a sound like nothing Sarah had ever heard, like music, like screaming, like something very old. A voice came through, a voice that was not Vrethian, a voice that was not human, a voice from space. Humans of New Hope, we heard your call, we heard your cry for help. We are coming now, and those who attack you will pay the price. The Vrethian soldier stopped. It looked at the radio. The voice came again, colder this time, more powerful. You are attacking humans. Stop now, or we will stop you. Sarah's eyes went wide. What was this? Who was this? The Vrethian commander's voice came through the radio. It sounded different now. It sounded scared. Who are you? The voice answered, We are the architects. We made an agreement with humans 10,000 years ago, and we have never broken our agreement. Never. Sarah's heart stopped. The architects. She had heard stories. Old stories. Stories that no one believed anymore. The architects were supposed to be dead, supposed to be gone. But they were not dead. They were coming. The radio went quiet. For 5 seconds, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The soldiers in the control center looked at each other. They did not understand what they had just heard. The architects. An old legend. A story from history books. A myth that nobody believed anymore. But the voice was real. Sarah stood at the window. She looked up at the sky. The red sky of Kepler 442b. The sky where the Vrethian ships came from. And now, something else was coming. David, scan the sky, Sarah said. Her voice was calm, but her hands were still shaking. Look for any new ships, any signals, anything. David moved fast. He touched many buttons. The screens changed. The screen showed the sky in many colors, infrared, radiation, magnetic fields. I have something, David said slowly. Commander, there is something coming. Something big. Very big. The sensors are... He stopped. What? Sarah asked. What do the sensors say? The sensors are confused, David said. They say the thing is too big. The computer cannot calculate the size. The sensors say it is... It is what? Sarah asked. Like a mountain, David said. It is like a mountain moving through space. Sarah looked at the sky. She did not see anything yet, but something was coming, something huge. On the ground, the Vrethian commander heard the radio message too. His name was Vex. He was old even for a Vrethian. His body had many marks from many wars, many battles, many victories, but he had never heard of the architects. Commander Vex sat in his big ship. The ship was called the Destroyer. It was the biggest Vrethian ship. It had the best weapons. It had the best soldiers. Vex looked at his science officer, a Vrethian woman named Krell. Do you know this? The architects? Vex asked. Krell was looking at her computer. Her face was white. Old stories, Krell said. Very old stories. I read them in the history database. It is a legend, a myth, a story about an ancient race. But they sound real, Vex said. Yes, Krell said. She was still looking at her computer. Commander, the sensors are picking up something. Something coming from space. It is very far away, but it is coming fast. Very fast. How big? Vex asked. Krell did not answer for a long time. Bigger than anything I have ever seen, Krell said finally. Much bigger than our biggest ship. Many times bigger. Vex stood up. He was not afraid. Vex did not know fear, but he knew danger. And danger was coming. Put it on the main screen, Vex said. The main screen of the destroyer changed. It showed space. Empty space. But there was a shadow that was moving. The shadow was getting bigger. The shadow was coming closer. The shadow was a ship. But not like any ship Vex had ever seen. The ship was long, not wide, not round, not triangle. It was like a long finger pointing at the Vrethian fleet. And the finger was coming straight at them. But the size was impossible. How big? Vex asked. 10 kilometers long, Krell said. Maybe more. The sensors cannot be sure. It is so big that the sensors cannot see all of it at once. 10 kilometers. A ship that was 10 kilometers long. The biggest Vrethian ship was 1 kilometer long. This ship was 10 times bigger. And it was coming. Is it alone? Vex asked. No, Krell said. There are more, many more. They are all coming from the same place. They are all coming here. On the screen, more shadows appeared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, more. 10 old ships, 10 impossible ships, 10 ships that were each as big as a small moon. The Vrethian soldiers on the destroyer started to move. They started to be afraid. They started to talk to each other. Fast, loud. Vex did not move. Vex did not talk. Vex just watched. The first ship came closer. Now it was not a shadow anymore. Now it was real. Now they could see it clearly. It was old. Very, very old. It was not made from metal like the Vrethian ships. It was made from something else. Something that looked like stone. Something that looked like it had been in space for a very long time. For thousands of years. The ship had marks on it. Deep marks, like scars. Like the ship had fought many battles, many wars, many ancient wars. The ship was gray. Not bright, not shiny. Just gray. Like death. Like something that had forgotten color a long time ago. And it was beautiful. In a terrible, scary way, it was beautiful. The radio made the strange sound again. The sound like music. Like screaming. Like something very old and very powerful. Then the voice came. But this time, it spoke in the Vrethian language. You are attacking humans. Stop now. This is the last warning. Stop now or we will destroy you. Vex looked at the ship on the screen. He looked at his weapons. He looked at his fleet. He had 20 ships, strong ships, fast ships, ships with weapons that could destroy planets. But he had never seen anything like this. Vex made a choice. The choice of a commander who was smart. Not brave. Smart. Send a message, Vex said. Send it to the ancient ship. Ask who they are. Krell sent the message. I am Commander Vex of the Vrethian Empire. Who are you? Are you with these humans? The answer came very fast. No. We are not with the humans. We are not human. We are the architects. We are something else. Something older. But the humans made an agreement with us. A long time ago. 10,000 years ago. What agreement? Vex asked. He sent the message. The agreement says this. If anyone attacks humans, we will come. We will protect them. This is the rule. This is the law. And we have followed this law for 10,000 years. We have never broken it. Never. Vex felt something in his chest. Something cold. Something like fear. You are just an old story, Vex said. He sent the message. We are not a story, the voice answered. We are real. We are here. And you are breaking the agreement. You are attacking humans. So now, we are here to stop you. On the screen, the first big ship moved. It moved slowly, but it moved, like a mountain moving, like something very heavy that is moving very carefully. But it was moving toward the Vrethian fleet. All ships, prepare weapons, Vex said. He was still calm, but his voice was different now. The Vrethian weapons came online. Energy weapons, plasma weapons, nuclear weapons, all the weapons that the Vrethians had. Fire, Vex said. The Vrethian ships opened fire. The sky became bright. Many lights, many colors, many weapons, all firing at the first big ship. The weapons hit the ship. They hit it like lightning, like fire, like the power of 1,000 bombs. But the ship did not stop. The ship did not even slow down. The ship just kept moving. Fire everything, Vex shouted. All weapons, all ships, fire. Every Vrethian ship opened fire. Every weapon, all at once. It was like the sun was exploding. It was so bright that the people on Kepler 442b could see it in the daytime. They could see it from underground. They could see it even with their eyes closed. The big ship moved through all of it. The weapons did nothing. Nothing. The ship came closer and closer. On the destroyer, Krell was looking at her sensors. Her face was not white anymore. It was gray. It was empty. It is not hurt, Krell said. The weapons are not hurting it at all. The ship's protection is stronger than anything we have. It is like the weapons are not even there. Vex watched the screen. He watched the big ship come closer. And then, Vex understood. The Vrethians were not strong. The Vrethians thought they were powerful. The Vrethians thought they were the strongest in the galaxy. But they were not. They were weak. They were very, very weak. And the architects were showing them. Vex made another choice. All ships retreat, he said. Commander? Krell asked. All ships full power go away, Vex said. Leave this place, now. The Vrethian ships turned around. They tried to run. They had very fast engines, the fastest in the galaxy. But the big ships of the architects were faster. The first architect ship moved. It moved like a dance. Like it was made of water, not stone. Like it was light, not heavy. And it moved very fast. It caught the first Vrethian ship. The Vrethian ship tried to run. It tried to go faster. But the architect ship was there. And then, the architect ship did something. It opened. The big ship opened like a flower. Like a hand. Like something alive. And inside, there was light. A light that was not from any weapon. A light that was from deep inside the ship. And the Vrethian ship was inside that light. For 1 second, the Vrethian ship was there. Then it was not there anymore. It was just gone. Oh God, Krell said. She was looking at her sensors. It is gone. The whole ship is gone. 5,000 soldiers, all gone. Another Vrethian ship tried to run. It tried to go a different direction. But another architect ship was there. It did the same thing. It opened. The light came. The Vrethian ship was gone. One by one, the Vrethian ships were destroyed. Not destroyed like in a normal battle. Not broken. Not exploded. Just gone. Like they were never there. Like they never existed. The destroyer was the last ship. Vex was still on the bridge. He was still watching. He saw his ships disappear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half of his fleet was gone. Commander, we must go, Krell said. We must leave now. Vex did not move. Vex was looking at the big ships, at the architects. They are right, Vex said. About the agreement, about the humans. The humans are under their protection. And we are nothing. We are insects to them. We are less than insects. Commander, Krell shouted. Vex moved. He turned to his controls. Full power, he said. All engines, run, now. The destroyer started to run. The remaining Vrethian ships followed. 7 ships left, out of 20. The architect ships did not follow them. The architect ships just let them go. The destroyer left Kepler 442b. It went back to space, back to where it came from, back to the Vrethian Empire. And on the planet below, Sarah watched. In the control center, the sensors showed everything. The battle, the Vrethian ships disappearing, the architect ships staying. They are leaving, David said. He could not believe it. The Vrethians are leaving. They are running. The other ships are staying, Lisa said. She was looking at the screen. The big ships are still here. They are not leaving. Sarah did not speak. She was looking at the biggest ship, the one that had come first, the one that had the voice of the architects. Sarah pressed a button on the radio. Architect ship, she said. This is Commander Sarah Chen of New Hope. Thank you. Thank you for saving us. Thank you for protecting us. The radio made the strange sound again. Then the voice came. We are the architects. We have come because the agreement is still real. The agreement still lives, and you humans are still under our protection. What is this agreement? Sarah asked. She wanted to know. She had to know. It is old, the voice said. It is very old. From 10,000 years ago. From a time when humans were like us. From a time when humans were not weak. From a time when humans were powerful. And from a time when humans made a big mistake. Sarah listened. The agreement says this, the voice continued. If anyone attacks humans, we will come, we will protect them. This is because humans protected us, long ago, and now we protect them. This is the law. This is the promise, and we do not break promises. You will stay here? Sarah asked. You will protect us from now on? Yes, the voice said. We will stay. We will watch, and anyone who tries to attack humans will find us. And they will understand what you just understood. The Vrethians understand now. They are running back to their empire. They will tell their leaders about us. They will tell them about the architects, and the Vrethians will not come back here. Not ever. Sarah felt something in her chest. Something warm. Something like hope. Thank you, she said. But the voice did not answer. Sarah looked out the window. The red sky was clear now. No more fire. No more burning buildings, just the red sky and the big gray ships, the ships of the architects. In the deep bunker, 35,000 people waited. Children and old people and sick people. They waited in the dark. They did not know what was happening. They did not know if they would live or die. Then a voice came through the speakers. Sarah's voice. People of New Hope. This is Commander Chen. The attack is over. The Vrethians are gone. They have run away. We are safe. We are safe. The bunker became loud. People started to cry. People started to laugh. People started to hug each other. Children asked their parents, "Are we going to die?" The parents said, "No, no, we are not going to die. We are going to live." And in the streets of New Hope, the soldiers looked up at the sky. They looked at the big gray ships. They did not know what to think. They did not know what to feel. They were alive. They should have died. But they were alive. One soldier, a man named Marcus, was standing in the middle of the city. Around him, buildings were burning. Buildings were broken. People were dying or dead. Many people had died, but many people had lived, and that was because of the architects. Marcus thought about the Vrethians. He thought about the soldiers. He thought about how fast they had died, how fast they had disappeared. It was like they were nothing, like they were less than nothing. And he thought, so this is what it looks like when someone is truly powerful. This is what it looks like when someone can actually protect you. On the biggest ship, the one called the Ancient Mother, a figure stood and looked at Kepler 442b. The figure was tall, very tall, 7 meters tall. It had many arms. It had eyes that could see things that human eyes could not see. It had skin that was like stone. It had lived for 5,000 years. Its name was Architect Prime. It was the leader of all the architects. Architect Prime looked at the planet, at the humans, at the colony. They are still weak, Architect Prime said. It was speaking to another architect, a younger architect, only 3,000 years old. Yes, the younger architect said, but they are learning. They are remembering. In 5,000 years they will be like us, Architect Prime said. Not yet, but they will be. The blood is still strong. The mind is still strong. They just need time. They just need to remember who they are. And the Vrethians? The younger architect asked. The Vrethians will spread the word, Architect Prime said. They will tell the entire galaxy. They will tell them about the architects. They will tell them that humans are protected, and no one will attack humans again. Not if they are smart. Not if they want to live. The younger architect looked down at Kepler 442b. The humans are waving at us, the younger architect said, and it was true. In the city, people were waving, they were jumping, they were looking up at the big ships and waving like children. Let them wave, Architect Prime said. They have earned the right to wave. They stood and fought. They did not surrender, even when they were losing, even when they were weak. They stood and fought. Architect Prime moved to the window. The window was very big. The window showed the whole planet. Send them a message, Architect Prime said. Tell them we are here. Tell them we will watch. Tell them they are not alone anymore. Tell them they have never been alone. Tell them the architects have always been watching. The younger architect sent the message. On Kepler 442b, the radio came to life. The voice spoke again. Not in the human language. But Sarah and the people of New Hope understood. Humans of Kepler 442b, you are the architects. We are here, we will watch, you will remember, and in time, you will be strong again. This is the promise, this is the law, and we will keep the promise, always. Sarah stood at the window. She watched the big ships. She watched the gray light. And she knew everything had changed. The Vrethian Empire would send more ships, but not here. Not to Kepler 442b. Because now, everyone in the galaxy would know. Humans were protected. Humans had someone watching them. Humans were not alone anymore. And somewhere in the galaxy, in the Vrethian Empire, Commander Vex was telling his leaders about the architects. And the leaders were listening with fear in their hearts. Because now they knew. They were not the strongest in the galaxy. Someone else was. And that someone else was called the architects. And they protected humans. The battle was not a battle. A battle means two sides fighting. A battle means weapons and fire and soldiers running and dying. A battle is loud. A battle is confusing. This was not a battle. This was the execution. The Vrethian ships tried to run, but the architect ships were faster. Much faster. The Vrethian ships had the fastest engines in the galaxy. But the architect ships moved like they were not heavy. Like they were not made of stone and metal. Like they were made of light. The second Vrethian ship tried to go left. An architect ship was there. The Vrethian ship tried to go right. Another architect ship was there. The Vrethian ship tried to fight. It opened fire. Every weapon, all at once. It was like a storm of light and fire. It was like the sky was burning. The architect ship did nothing. The architect ship just moved through the weapons like they were not there. Like they were air. Like they were nothing. Then the architect ship opened. Just like before. It opened like a mouth, like a door, like something alive opening its body. And inside there was light. The Vrethian ship was there. Then the Vrethian ship was not there. Just gone. 4,000 Vrethian soldiers. Gone. Just like that. The third ship tried to run away. It pointed its nose away from Kepler 442b. It used all its power, all its engines, all its speed. The architect's ships let it go, but another Vrethian ship was not so lucky. The fourth ship tried to hide. It went behind a moon, a small moon. The architect's ship just came through the moon. It went around it. It went through it. Mountains of rock became dust. The dust became nothing. And the architect's ship caught the Vrethian ship. The Vrethian ship exploded. Not from weapons, just from the architect's ship being near it. Like the Vrethian ship could not exist near the architects. like the architects were so powerful that they made everything around them stop being real. In the control center of the destroyer, Krell was counting. 12 ships gone, she said. 13, 14. Vex was not moving. Vex was not speaking. Vex was just watching. 15, Krell said. Her voice was quiet. 16. The destroyer was still running. Full power, all engines. But the architect ships were not following. They were not chasing the destroyer. They were destroying the other ships, all the other ships, one by one. 17, Krell said. Stop counting, Vex said. 18, Krell said. She could not stop. 19. There were only 2 Vrethian ships left, the destroyer and one more. A small ship, a transport ship. The transport ship tried to run. An architect ship moved. Just a little. Just a small movement. The architect ship passed by the transport ship. When it passed, the transport ship was broken into pieces. It was like the architect ship had touched it. Like one touch was enough to destroy it. 19 ships gone. Only the destroyer left. The destroyer kept running, and the architect ships let it go. Vex watched the space behind him. He watched the architect ships get smaller. They were not following, they were not chasing. They were just letting him go. And Vex understood. The architects were telling him something. They were telling him, "You are not important enough to chase. You are not important enough to kill. You can go. Tell your people what you saw. Tell them about us. Tell them they cannot win against us." Vex sat down in his chair. He looked old. Very old. Much older than he had looked 1 hour ago. "Set course for home," Vex said. "Maximum speed. Do not stop. Do not slow down. Go home." The destroyer turned around. It started to go back to the Vrethian Empire. Back to where it came from. Behind it, 19 Vrethian ships were gone. 60,000 Vrethian soldiers were gone. And in front of it, the architects were watching. On Kepler 442b, the people were celebrating. In the streets, people were dancing. People were singing. People were crying with happiness. The children came out of the bunker. The old people came out of the bunker. Everyone came out. The colony was broken. Many buildings were destroyed. Many people had died. Many homes were gone. But the colony was alive. And that was all that mattered. Sarah stood in the control room. She watched the Vrethian ships disappear. She watched the architect ships stay. "They are leaving," David said. He was smiling. "The Vrethians are really leaving." "Yes," Sarah said. She was not smiling. She was thinking. Lisa came into the control room. "The hospital is full," Lisa said. "Many people are hurt. We need help." "I know," Sarah said. "Tell all the doctors to work fast. Help everyone. Save everyone." Lisa left. Sarah turned to David. "Send a message to the architect ships," Sarah said. "Ask if they will land. Ask if they will meet with me. Tell them I want to understand. Tell them I want to know the truth about the agreement." David sent the message. For a long time there was no answer. Then the radio made the strange sound. The sound like music, like screaming, like something very old. "We will land," the voice said. "One ship will land. One architect will come. Prepare yourself, Sarah Chen. The truth is heavy, the truth is old, and the truth will change you." The architect ship landed 5 kilometers away from the colony center. It was the smallest ship, not like the others. Much smaller, but still huge, still impossible. It landed slowly, like it was made of feathers, like it was careful. The ground did not break. The ship just came down and touched the ground. And then, the ship opened. A door opened, and something came out. Sarah watched from far away. She was with 20 soldiers. The soldiers had weapons, but Sarah knew the weapons would not help. Not against the architects. The architect was tall, very tall, 7 meters tall, taller than any human, taller than any building. It had 4 arms, 2 arms in front, 2 arms in back. All 4 arms were moving slowly, moving like the architect was saying hello. It had eyes, many eyes, not like human eyes. These eyes were big. These eyes were black. These eyes could see everything. It had skin like stone, like rock. like something that had lived in space for thousands of years. It had no mouth, no face, just eyes and arms and a body made of stone. The architect looked at Sarah, and Sarah felt something inside her body, something that made her move forward. "Commander, no," David said. He grabbed her arm. "Let go," Sarah said. "It will kill you," David said. "Maybe," Sarah said. "But I have to know. I have to understand." Sarah walked forward. The soldiers wanted to follow, but Sarah held up her hand. "Stay," she said. "I go alone." Sarah walked toward the architect. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. The architect did not move. The architect just watched. Sarah came closer, and closer, and closer. The architect was so big, so tall, so strange, so different from anything human. Sarah stopped. "Hello," Sarah said. The architect made a sound. It was not words. It was like a machine talking, like metal moving, like something very old starting to work. Then words came. Human words. In English. "Hello, Sarah Chen. I am Architect Keeper of Memory. I have come to show you something. The architects chose me because I remember everything. I remember the past. I remember 10,000 years ago." The architect made a movement with one of its arms. A light came from its body. A blue light. A light like nothing Sarah had ever seen. In the light, Sarah saw pictures. Like a movie. Like memories. "Watch," the architect said. "Remember, understand." The pictures started. Sarah saw Earth, but not Earth like she knew it. Earth from 10,000 years ago. Earth was different. The sky was purple. The cities were huge. The buildings were so tall they touched the sky. Bigger than any building Sarah had ever seen. Humans were there, but they were different. They were wearing clothes made of light. They were using machines that worked with their minds. They were flying. They were walking in space without suits. These humans were powerful. "This is the past," the architect said. "This is when humans were like us, when humans were not weak, when humans were strong, very strong." The pictures changed. Sarah saw architects. They looked the same. They looked like they looked now. They were on another planet. A planet that was beautiful. A planet with purple sky and blue water and green land. The architects were happy. They were building things. They were making things. They were living. And then, the architects were with humans. The humans and the architects were together. They were friends. They were making things together. They were exploring space together. "This is the time of friendship," the architect said. 10,000 years ago, humans and architects were together. We were partners. We were brothers and sisters in space. But then, the pictures changed again. The pictures became dark. Sarah saw humans making something small, something invisible, something very dangerous. "A virus," the architect said. "Humans made a virus. It was an accident. But the virus was very powerful. It was designed to change living things, to make them stronger. But it did something different. It did something terrible." The pictures showed the virus spreading from human labs to the architect world, spreading fast, very fast. The architects started to die. They started to get sick. They started to become something different, something not architect, something broken. Thousands of architects died. Millions of architects died. The architect world became a dead world. "We tried to stop it," Architect Keeper of Memory said. "But we could not. The virus was too strong, too fast. It destroyed us. It destroyed our home. It destroyed our civilization." Sarah watched. She could not look away. "Humans did this?" Sarah asked. "Yes," the architect said, "but not on purpose. It was an accident, a terrible accident. But we did not blame you. We did not hate you. We understood. Accidents happen. Science is dangerous. We understood." The pictures continued. Sarah saw humans trying to help, humans making medicine, humans trying to save the architects, but it was too late. The architects were going to die. "So we left," the architect said. "The last architects got on the big ships, the ships you saw. We left our world. We left everything behind. We went to other places, other planets, other stars. We survived, but our world was gone. Our people were almost gone. Sarah felt tears on her face. Why did you come back? Sarah asked. Why did you help us? If we did this to you, why help us? The architect made a sound, like a machine, like wind, like something crying. Because, the architect said, you tried to help us. You tried to save us. You felt bad. You felt pain for what happened. We saw that. We felt that. And we made an agreement. What agreement? Sarah asked. The agreement said this, the architect said. We will forgive you. We will not hate you. We will not make you pay for what happened. Instead, we will protect you. We will watch you. And if anyone tries to hurt you, we will stop them. This is our punishment for ourselves. This is how we forgive you. This is how we forgive ourselves. Sarah stood there. She did not move. She could not move. For 10,000 years we have kept this agreement, the architect said. We have watched humans. We have seen you grow. We have seen you learn. We have seen you become stronger. And we have protected you from dangers. From the dark things in space. From the things that want to hurt you. The Vrethians? Sarah asked. The Vrethians are not dark, the architect said. The Vrethians are just strong. They are just hungry for power. But there are darker things in space. Things that eat worlds. Things that kill for fun. Things that are truly monsters. And we protect you from those things. The pictures showed other things. Terrible things. Things with many mouths and many teeth. Things made of darkness. Things that should not exist. And the architects fighting them. The architects protecting humans from them. You are not weak, Architect Keeper of Memory said. Your ancestors were strong, very strong. In 5,000 years you will remember. You will be strong again. And then you will help us. Just like we help you now. Sarah looked at the architect. Will you stay? Sarah asked. Will you protect us? Yes, the architect said. We will stay. We will always stay. The agreement is forever. It is written in the stars. It cannot be broken. The architect made a movement. The light stopped. The pictures disappeared. Architect Keeper of Memory stood there, big and tall and strange. I must go now, the architect said. But we will stay in your sky. You will see our ships. You will know we are watching. You will know you are protected. Thank you, Sarah said. Her voice was small. She felt very small next to the architect. She felt very weak. Do not thank us, the architect said. We failed you once. We could not protect our own world, and it was destroyed. We do not want to fail you, so we will protect you. Always. The architect turned around. It walked back to the ship. Sarah watched. The architect got on the ship. The door closed. The ship started to make a sound. A deep sound. A sound like something old waking up. The ship went up. It went slowly. It went carefully. It got smaller and smaller, and then it was gone. But it was not really gone. Sarah could see it in the sky. It was with the other big ships. It was watching. It was protecting. Sarah stood there for a long time. David came and stood next to her. What did it show you? David asked. Everything, Sarah said. It showed me everything. In the next weeks, the colony started to rebuild. The dead were counted. 2,000 humans died. 50,000 humans lived. It was sad, but it could have been worse. The buildings were rebuilt. The farms were replanted. The machines were fixed. And every night, Sarah looked up at the sky. She could see the big ships. The ships of the architects. They were there. They were watching. They were protecting. On the first news broadcast after the attack, Sarah spoke to all the humans in the colony. People of New Hope, she said. We were attacked, we fought, we survived, and we learned something important. We learned that we are not alone. We learned that we have friends in space. Friends who are very old. Friends who are very powerful. Friends who made a promise to protect us. She paused. In the future, other empires might attack us. Other enemies might come, but they will find the architects. And they will learn what we learned. They will understand that humans are not weak. They will understand that we are protected by something stronger than anything they have ever seen. Sarah looked at the camera. We are the children of the architects. We are the future. And the future is strong. The future is bright. The future is coming. On the architect ships, Architect Prime was watching the humans, watching them rebuild, watching them remember. They are learning, Architect Prime said to the younger architect. Yes, the younger architect said. They are remembering, they are becoming strong again. In 5,000 years they will be like us, Architect Prime said. And then together, we will protect others. We will protect the weak races. We will protect the young races. We will teach them like the humans taught us. The younger architect looked at Kepler 442b. Will the Vrethians come back? The younger architect asked. No, Architect Prime said. The Vrethians will tell their empire. They will tell them about the architects. They will tell them about the humans. And everyone will understand. The humans are protected. The humans have a future. The humans will be strong again. Architect Prime moved to the window. The true monsters, Architect Prime said, are not the Vrethians. The true monsters are inside everyone. The true monsters are greed and hate and fear. And the architects fight the true monsters. We always have. We always will. The younger architect nodded. Below, on Kepler 442b, the sun was setting. The red sun was going down. The sky was becoming dark. And in the dark, the stars came out. Millions of stars. Billions of stars. And somewhere in those stars there were other humans, other colonies, other worlds. And all of them had the same protection. All of them had the architects. All of them were safe. Sarah stood at the window of the new colony center. She was building it better this time. Stronger. More beautiful. She thought about the history she had seen. The powerful humans, the architects, the virus, the agreement. She thought about the future. In 5,000 years, humans would be strong. Humans would be like the architects. Humans would protect others. Sarah smiled. We will remember, she said to herself. We will remember who we are, and we will become strong again. Not for power, but for protection, like the architects showed us. The stars twinkled above her, and the big ships moved slowly in space, watching, protecting, keeping the agreement. Always. 5 months had passed since the attack. The colony was different now. The broken buildings were rebuilt. The dead were remembered. The people were stronger. But Sarah was thinking about something else. She was thinking about the past. Every night she thought about the pictures Architect Keeper of Memory had shown her. She thought about the humans from 10,000 years ago. The powerful humans. The humans who could fly without ships. The humans who could make machines with their minds. What happened to them? Why did they become weak? The virus. The architect had said it was an accident. But was it really an accident? Or was it something else? Sarah decided to find the truth. She went to the colony library. The library was big. It had computers. Old computers from Earth. The computers had old information. Very old information. Sarah sat down. She started to search. She searched for human history 10,000 years ago. The computer was slow. Very slow. It took a long time. Then pictures came. Sarah saw them. The pictures were from Earth. Old Earth. Earth from 10,000 years ago. The pictures showed humans. Powerful humans. Strong humans. Humans with technology that Sarah did not understand. The pictures showed cities that touched the sky. Cities that had buildings made of light. Cities where humans could fly. The pictures showed humans meeting with architects. On another planet. They were building something together. Something huge. Something that looked like a machine that could move stars. Sarah watched. Then the pictures changed. The pictures showed a lab. A secret lab, hidden under the ground. In the lab, scientists were making something. They were making a virus. A virus that was supposed to make humans stronger. To make them live longer. to make them perfect. But the scientists made a mistake. They made the virus wrong. The virus escaped. It spread from the lab. It spread through the earth. It spread to the architect world. It spread to everywhere. And it destroyed. It destroyed the architects. It almost destroyed the humans. Sarah watched the pictures. She could see the scientists. They were trying to fix it. They were trying to stop it. But they could not. The virus was too strong. Then the pictures showed something else. The pictures showed humans talking to architects. The humans were crying. The humans were begging for forgiveness. The architects were listening. And then, the architects made a choice. They chose to forgive. They chose to make an agreement. They chose to protect humans. Forever. Sarah stopped watching. She felt something in her heart. Something heavy. Something sad. The humans from 10,000 years ago were not perfect. They made mistakes. Big mistakes. They killed architects without meaning to. They destroyed a civilization. But they were forgiven. And now, the humans of today had to remember that. Had to remember that they were the children of mistakes. Children of forgiveness. Children of a promise. Sarah closed the computer. She walked out of the library. The next day, Sarah called a meeting. All the leaders of the colony came. Michael, who ran the farms, Kenji, who fixed the machines, Lisa, who ran the hospital, Dr. Patel, the scientist, and others. They sat at a big table. "I have found something," Sarah said. She told them everything. She told them about the pictures, about the virus, about the architects, about the forgiveness, about the agreement. The room was very quiet. "So we did this?" Michael asked. "Our ancestors created the virus?" "Yes," Sarah said. "And the architects could have killed us all. They could have destroyed Earth, they could have destroyed every human. But they did not. They forgave us. They made an agreement to protect us." "Why?" Lisa asked. "Why would they forgive us if we killed them?" "Because," Dr. Patel said slowly, "they saw something in us. They saw that we were sorry. They saw that we wanted to help. They saw that we were good, even though we made a terrible mistake." "So the Vrethians," Kenji said, "were trying to do the same thing to us, and the architects stopped them." "Yes," Sarah said. "The architects stopped them because they promised to protect us, but also because they wanted to break the cycle. They wanted to show that civilizations do not have to fight. They do not have to destroy each other. They can forgive. They can work together." Sarah looked at all of them. "We are not weak," Sarah said. "Our ancestors were strong, very strong. But they made a mistake. And now we have to be better. We have to remember. We have to not make the same mistakes. And in time, we will be strong again. Like our ancestors. Like the architects." The news spread. Slowly at first. Then fast. Every human colony heard the story. Every human world heard the story. The story of the virus. The story of forgiveness. The story of the architects. And humans started to change. They started to remember. They started to look at their weapons. And think, do we really need these? Do we really need to fight? Or can we forgive? Can we learn from the past? On some colonies, leaders destroyed their weapons. They said, "We do not need weapons if we have the architects to protect us." On other colonies, leaders kept their weapons. They said, "We need to be strong. We need to protect ourselves. The architects will not always be here." But most colonies learned the same lesson. They learned that strength is not just weapons. Strength is forgiveness. Strength is learning from mistakes. Strength is trying to be better. 2 years after the attack, Sarah received a message. The message came from the Vrethian Empire. It was from Commander Vex. The message said, "Sarah Chen, I have thought about what happened. I have thought about the architects. I have thought about humans. I have thought about the virus. And I have decided something. The Vrethian Empire will stop attacking human colonies. We will stop taking what we want. We will stop being monsters. We want to understand. We want to learn from you. We want to know what it means to forgive." Sarah read the message many times. She did not answer right away. But after 1 week, she sent a message back. Vex, welcome to the future. We will be friends, not enemies. Friends. 5 years after the attack, Kepler 442b was very different. The colony was no longer small and poor. The colony was big and strong, but not because of weapons, because of hope, because of remembering, because of knowing that humans could be something more. New buildings were built, not just for living, but for learning. Libraries, schools, places where humans could grow and become strong again. Sarah was older now. Her hair was gray. Her face had more lines, but her eyes were bright. Her eyes were full of hope. She stood in the main square of the colony. Around her were 50,000 humans, all of them, and above them, in the sky, were the architect ships. Sarah was about to give a speech. She looked up at the ships. People of New Hope, she said. 5 years ago we were attacked. We were dying. We were losing hope. But we called for help, and someone answered. Someone that we thought was gone. Someone that we thought was a legend. The people listened. The architects came, Sarah said, and they saved us. Not because they had to, but because they made a promise. 10,000 years ago, they made a promise to our ancestors. A promise to protect humans. A promise to forgive. She paused. And today I have something to announce. The architect ships will be leaving. The crowd became quiet. They are leaving, Sarah continued, because they have taught us something. They have taught us that we do not need to be protected by someone else. We need to protect ourselves. We need to be strong. We need to be the architects of our own future. Sarah pointed to the sky. But they will not be gone, Sarah said. They will be watching from far away. They will be protecting us from the darkness, from the true monsters. But we must stand on our own. We must learn. She was very old now. Her hair was white. Her body was tired, but her spirit was strong. She looked at the monument. She thought about the people who died. She thought about the people who lived. She thought about the future. A young girl came and stood next to her. The girl was maybe 7 years old. "Grandmother," the girl said, "is it true? Did the architects really come and save us?" Sarah looked at the girl. "Yes," Sarah said. "They came. They saved us. And they taught us something important." "What?" the girl asked. "They taught us," Sarah said, "that we are not weak. We are strong. Our ancestors were strong, and we will be strong again, because we remember, because we learn, because we forgive and we try to be better." The girl looked at the monument. "Will they come back?" the girl asked. "Maybe," Sarah said, "but we do not need them to come back. We can protect ourselves now. We can be strong. We can be the protectors, and maybe one day we will protect someone else. Someone who is weak, someone who needs help, and we will remember that the architects helped us, and we will do the same for them." The girl smiled. 20 years later, Sarah died. She was 82 years old. The whole colony came to her funeral. People from other colonies came. The Vrithians came, including Commander Vex, who had become old too. Vex was now a teacher. He taught other Vrithians about the architects, about forgiveness, about peace. Even some architects came. They came in a small ship. Architect Keeper of Memory came out. It stood at Sarah's grave. "Sarah Chen was a good leader," Architect Keeper of Memory said. "She remembered. She learned. She taught others. She was a bridge between the past and the future. She was the beginning of something new." The architect put something on Sarah's grave. It was a small stone. A stone from the architect homeworld, the world that was destroyed by the virus. "This stone," Architect Keeper of Memory said, "is from our old world. We give it to Sarah Chen because she honored our memory. She honored the agreement, and she helped humans remember who they are." 50 years later, the colony was no longer called New Hope. It was called New Memory, because the people wanted to remember. They wanted to remember the attack. They wanted to remember the architects. They wanted to remember Sarah Chen. They wanted to remember the lesson. On Kepler 442b, young humans were learning science. They were learning physics. They were learning how to build things, how to create things, and they were learning carefully. They were learning slowly. They were learning how to be responsible because they knew. They knew what happened when knowledge was used badly. They knew about the virus. They knew about the architect's world. They knew about forgiveness. And they knew that one day they would be strong like the architects. And when they were strong, they would have to be responsible. They would have to protect. They would have to forgive. 100 years later, humans had spread to many worlds, many colonies, many civilizations, and all of them remembered. All of them knew the story. All of them understood. They were not alone. The architects were watching, and they had made a promise that would last forever. In a place far away on a dark world, an alien species was making weapons. They were making weapons to attack humans. They did not know about the architects. They did not know about the agreement. They thought humans were weak. They thought they could win. One day, they attacked a human colony. The humans called for help. All human stations, this is the colony under attack. We need help. We need help now. The message went out into space. For a moment there was nothing. Then a voice came. Not a human voice, an old voice, an ancient voice. We heard, we are coming, and those who attack humans will learn what we are. The dark sky lit up. 10 huge ships appeared, ships made of stone and time and ancient power. The architects had come again, and the alien species learned. They learned that humans were protected. They learned that there was something in the galaxy more powerful than them. They learned about the architects, and they ran. In the sky above Kepler 442b, one of the architect ships was watching the humans below, watching them grow, watching them learn, watching them remember. Architect Prime was on that ship. Architect Prime was now 10,000 years old. It had kept the promise for 10,000 years, and it would keep the promise for 10,000 more years, because the promise was everything. The promise was the reason the architects existed. The promise was to protect humans, until humans could protect themselves. And maybe one day soon, that day would come. Maybe one day humans would be like the architects, and then, together they would protect the galaxy. Together they would keep the peace. Together, they would keep the promise. Forever. In the colony, children were learning the story. A teacher was telling them, and that, the teacher said, is why we are called New Memory. We remember that day. We remember the architects. We remember Sarah Chen. We remember the virus. We remember the forgiveness. And we remember the promise. A child raised its hand. Teacher, the child said, are the architects real? Or are they a story? The teacher smiled. Look up, the teacher said. The child looked up through the window. In the sky, a big gray ship was moving slowly, watching, protecting, keeping the promise. The child's eyes became big. They are real, the child said. Yes, the teacher said. They are real, and they are always here, always watching, always protecting, because humans made a promise, and the architects never break a promise. The story had come full circle. It had started with humans calling for help. It had ended with humans understanding that they were never alone. They had the architects. They had the promise. They had the memory. And as long as they remembered, as long as they stayed true to what they had learned, the future would be bright. The future would be strong. The future would be human, and the true monsters were not aliens. The true monsters were not Vrethians. The true monsters were greed and hate and forgetting. But humans had learned. Humans had remembered, and humans would never forget. The architects had shown them the way, and humanity would follow. Forever.